up, gamers? This is NGG here with another review video. This time it is for Diablo 3 for the Nintendo Switch. This is the collection, but literally the collection is just all the DLC included, so I don't know why they call it collection. But I am not doing this review on my own. This is going to be a multiplayer review with our partner in crime. You want to introduce yourself and introduce your channel?
Yeah, what's up, man? Lazy James in the building, Marz, Doc, Yo, all that good stuff. Channel Lazy James on YouTube. Check me out on TikTok as well. I think it's either Lazy James or Lazy Marz or something like that. But yeah, man, what's up? Y'all know me. I'm in the building. Me and Gamer about to get into this review, man. I'll let y'all know what it is.
All his links will be in the descriptions all below. So if you want to check him out and give him a follow on all those social medias. So we're going to talk about this game, and for me, I'm not going to lie, it was hard for me to understand the story. So for the most part, Marz is going to handle story. I will handle, we will both tag team gameplay, and I'll piggyback off some with the story. So we'll let you get to story, then we'll do gameplay, and then we'll give it a nice little rating for you guys at the end. All right, you're ready for story? Hit us with that story.
All right, so the basic story. This is Diablo 3. First and foremost, this is a Blizzard game. All right, this is a Blizzard game before all this Activision stuff happened. So this is one of the last classic Blizzard games. Let me set the foundation real quick. So you got StarCraft, you got World of Warcraft, you got Diablo. With all these, one of my favorite things about Blizzard games, the older ones, is they have rich lore, but the lore is in the game. You have to actually talk to side characters. This ain't Zelda where you just talk to a side character and they just say some run-of-the-mill line like, "Oh, I wish I had water," or something like that, right? When you talk to a side character in this game, you're getting the lore. So if you do play Diablo 3, any Blizz game, talk to the side character because that's where the lore is at. All right, so now back to Diablo 3. This story is basically like a heaven versus hell story, right? As the characters you play, you're assisting in that fight of good versus evil, light, dark, yin, yang, that type thing. You start off with some, I don't want to say too much, but some non-believers, and you have to convert, and I think as well as yourself, but you're a group of vagabonds.
I mean, I guess that's the word for it. Ragtag team. Yeah, you're a ragtag team.
Group of people, yeah, ragtag crew, beating up your way to the truth and to the situation. But as far as story-wise, I don't want to say too much without spoiling, but it's a good and evil. You're helping. I'm not going to tell you what's good and evil. So you come up to that conclusion yourself. But you're on one side, and you're beating your way up to dramatic ending.
Right. Yeah, so, like he said, I did have to talk to all those side characters. I did find a lot of side characters were talking, and even they would give you lore about themselves. It wasn't just lore about what was going on. It'd be lore about what was happening in this situation that had to do with their person. This is the first time I've ever played a game where they're like, I'm experiencing hardship. It's not just the world experienced hardship. My family, this person died, and this is how it affects me, kind of situation. And you don't get those conversations with any other game that I've noticed. I did find that was I would find that when we would play together as a group, I didn't know if a lot of people cared about the lore, so I would go and talk to all the NPCs in the middle of battles.
Yeah, you have to do that
so that I wouldn't take up time because those NPCs could talk for a good 5-10.
The NPCs enrich the lore, and they're not throwaway lines. The people, you'll usually the blacksmith, for example, right? So there's a blacksmith in the game. Most video games, when you go to the blacksmith, it's just they make a noise and you do this. This blacksmith, from the beginning of the game to the end of the game, you get his whole life story, right? So to me, that's the lore of the game. It's in the Diablo universe, and then you have your main story, but the lore is within the NPCs.
Right.
They're not throwaway NPCs in this game.
Correct. And to that...
My favorite character might be an NPC. I mean, Tyrell. Tyrone.
I don't know that he is... I mean, he is an NPC, you're right. You can't play with him, but feel like he's.
Okay.
All I'm gonna say is that I feel like he went from a nobody to like the main attraction. How's that? That's what I will say. I feel like he went from a nobody, like a no throwaway character that we were trying to help out, to like, what? Why are you still here?
Yeah, that's why you have to pay attention to the lore, though. Like, you can't dismiss from the beginning, from the moment you pop that game, and you can't dismiss any character, and you can't overinvest at the same time, because I'm not going to say what happened, but you can't overinvest in a character either.
Right.
So you just have to, if you want a full lore game, just get involved with the NPCs, and there's no way around it.
All right. So with that, we are now going to talk about gameplay, because the interacting and the moving is the thing in this game. There are at least 5 acts, I believe, 5 to 6 acts, and every act has its own kind of map. And once you leave each act, you leave the map for the most part. You're not coming back. So they'll let you know, hey, are you sure? Do you want to move to the next act? Because once you leave, there's no coming back, and that means that town that you were in, you're not going to be able to come back to. So make sure that anybody, NPC you wanted to talk to, any little side stuff you wanted to do before you change acts, you got to do it, because there's no going back once you change acts. So it's like a refresh of the world map, basically, because you're not allowed to travel back to where you were, which I kind of like that. Like, it was definitely different places. It didn't seem the samey to me anyway. And then this is a up to 4 person experience, and I love how the in and out, like, you can drop in and you can drop at the hat of a dime. Soon as you drop in, it'll tell you, hey, the monsters are gonna be more hard to fight because you got help. And as soon as somebody drops out, you're gonna have a little bit of a break because it's not as difficult anymore. So I do like that this game is literally drop in, drop out with your friends. They could be at whatever level, I believe, and whatever place in the story, but still follow your story.
Right, yeah.
And I believe you restarted your game, and you were able, like, did it cross progress, or because you were on my game, it didn't cross progress?
No, it didn't. No
cross progression?
No cross progression.
No cross. Okay.
Not in this one. Maybe in 4, but not in this one.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
So, like, yeah, because when I was like up, well, I pretty much had I beat the game, but then when I went back to play with you, they put me at your storyline, and then when I tried to go back and play by myself, it started me where I left off with you.
Oh, but did you have at least the better equipment? Like, all your levels still?
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
Okay.
I'm rocking out with the best, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So...
Yeah, keep the same gear, like, because it's like, it's one of these games you just play over and over and over again, so they, like, you keep your gear, like that little chest you get, that little box you can put stuff in, that lasts through whatever you do. That's always the same, no matter where you're playing, who you're playing with, what you put in that box is the same.
Right.
So you can put a bunch of high-end stuff in there, then start the game over. That's the high-end stuff still in the box.
You know what? I've never touched that box. I did notice that.
That's why I think we were kind of rolling through it. Like, even though we like same number on the level tip, our gear is from in-game. We call it in-game gear. All the gear is in-game gear.
Oh, yeah, because I definitely was struggle busing. I literally was at the back.
We had to pick up a lot of stuff. You was like finding a lot of that stuff fruitful.
Uh-huh.
It was like, it was lowering our stats. If we pick it up, it's like, that's a detriment to us.
And I will say with that, because I was picking up everything like he said, and then I just had so much stuff. Like, I had to get rid of it all. And I didn't, like, Hector at the end taught me, he was like, hey, just put that you want to trash it, and as soon as you go to the blacksmith, he'll take everything that you marked as trash and sell it in bulk, because you can, like, literally there's a button you can press to, like, speed go back to town, and then you warp back into the portal and you're back to where you actually left off. So at one time they were in front of me and I was like, I gotta go drop this stuff off real quick, sell it, and then come back. To be fair, though, I never ended up buying anything, so I didn't really need to sell it. But
because
But it was faster than just dropping it, because I would try to just drop my shit so I could keep going, and I found that was just slower than once he taught me to, like, select it all, sell it at the blacksmith, and come back. That was so much faster that way. And yeah, I kept having to grab gear because you had played through it, Hector had played it through it, and Silent had played through it at least one playthrough. So it was my first playthrough. So I'm picking up everything, guys. I'm picking up all the gear because I don't know what I need and I don't know what I have. And so you're following along the story. There are every world map. There are lots of little dungeons that have little things inside. I feel like some of them were definitely purposeful, and then some of them were side quests. There are a lot of side quests in this game, right?
Yeah, which goes back to the lore. Like, if you want to get more of the story, you have to do the side quests. I mean, because you're gonna be because they're not even side quests, but you can't skip them, but you got that, which forces you to kind of run around and look for the side quests if you want to know the story, especially if it's your first time playing it. And you're getting involved with all the characters. Like, you want to know the side quests because it just this is a fast paced game. Everything's happening it's based off of a lot of biblical stuff. So it's a very fast paced game, and the story's moving quick. It's not waiting for you. So it really enhances that the speed. Oh man, it puts you on edge. What's going on in the story? Oh, we really got to get this done. It's this is crazy out here. So yeah, I mean, tons of side stuff. I mean, we tried our best to hit everything. We might not even hit everything.
I don't think we did, but I know that in a lot of those side quests there would be diaries that would definitely be lore rich. Because I remember I would stop by just to listen while you guys are fighting. I'm listening. I'm if I move, because I was always afraid of moving and then it would cut off the story. So I would just sometimes I think you guys would walk in and I was just standing there. It's because I was listening to whatever book I picked up before I moved on. But I don't know if you guys could hear it once you got close to me. You could? Okay.
Yeah, or sometimes it'll just you haven't kicked it off, because sometimes the journals are in your game or might be in a different place than they are in my game. So I might have already heard with the journal you already kicked over is doing, the dialogue or whatever the case may be. So I'll just hear it off of your thing, but sometimes it'll just reread it. But then going into the cutscenes, that would always play. Whoever triggers a cutscene, no matter where you at, cutscene comes into play. So keep that in mind. So it's kind of you want to stick as a unit to not get the story too separated, because somebody might get a piece of the story on the left side, on the right side, they missing out. But when y'all come to the main point at the end, somebody might, oh, why did that happen? But this other person got the story you didn't have, so you're coming to your own conclusions, filling in the gap.
Exactly. And you got to be fair with the people you're playing with, because they can skip the story for you. I did have that as a situation happening where they were just clicking buttons because they wanted to get into the next fight, and they must have heard the story before and I didn't, and I was wait, what just happened? So just be mindful if you're playing this with a group of people and you haven't heard the story. Just let them know, hey, make sure you're not pressing buttons while the story is playing so I can hear the story, because I want to know what's going on.
Let's talk about, all right, so you and I, we both played the Wizard game, the fake Harry Potter game.
Yes.
I can't think of the name right now.
9 Parchments?
If I could, I would. Yeah, we played 9 Impeachments.
No, together. 9 Parchments.
And but so we kind of talked about this offline, but to me, in my opinion, IMHO, I think 9 Parchments has a little bit better as far as control on the gameplay, because this is like a 360, but you can't adjust your character sometimes to shoot where you want. Like in 9 Parchments, you can. So I was like, dang, I think Diablo and Blizzard, they do the best of these type of dungeon crawler beat 'em ups. But I was thinking, man, that's one thing that they're missing, because you have to turn your whole character. We do what we call skating, right? So when you couldn't skate and kind of slick be at the enemy, you have to sacrifice your whole 360-degree circle. So I think on the control tip, outside of that, everything was good. I think the controls are good, which is important in this game to me, in a dungeon crawler, and then you have all your spells, right? And we're playing on controller. We're not playing on PC. I played this game originally on PC. And I have a special controller that I play Blizzard games with, because you can activate all your spells in that. And but on the controller, I think they did a very good job of translating a keyboard to joysticks or with whatever we were playing with. And to me, if you don't do that, it's a bad game. It's like playing that breakdancing game with the rollerblades. And you have to touch it on the. I can't tell. I'm lost for games, but long story short, the controllers are good. Minus that one part they could have added from 9 in parchment.
9 parchments, right? Well,
what
to be fair,
were you happy with like your movement and like could you get to where you want to and all that?
No, this is our second time playing a game. Well, third to be fair, our third time playing a game like this. So like, I've noticed that each of the games that we play that are similar to this have something different. So it's hard for me to play these kind of games because like. Let's take the 3 games that we've played so far that are very similar. This one, we're playing Darksiders Genesis, and we played 9 Parchments. I would say I like the movements in Genesis better because you could do more. Like there's platforming, there's other things. Like we were just walking linear, you know the word I'm looking for, in a straight line, and we weren't like moving around the map.
Like jumping. I don't even know there's a jump button in this game.
I don't think there is because there were parts where I was like, I look like I can get to that ledge if I could just jump, but I don't think there was a jump. So I think with that, like this kind of gameplay, it would have been nice to be able to move around the map. I don't know if that's in future, like in number 4. This is number 3. 4 just came out. I don't even know if that exists still. But that was the only, like, my only critique of, like, versus those 3 games. Those are the only type of games that I played that are like that. And I think the movements in Darksiders Genesis, I definitely like that we were exploring the map instead of just in one line, in and out. Like, I felt like everything was just straight. You don't like
that linear...
No.
You don't like that linear situation too much. Okay.
No, because the map looks so pretty, right? Everything around it.
Oh, yeah, it's a good-looking game. Don't get it twisted. Very good-looking and very, like, good, like, in showing the depth.
Right.
The depth.
But then you couldn't interact with it.
Looking down, like, okay, that's there's a lot going on down there right there.
Yeah, but like...
But yeah, you ain't getting down there.
Yeah, you can't... Like, I remember there was one scene at the end where the guys were coming and shooting up from the bottom at us. And I could see them in the bottom, so it's pretty, right? And I was like, I want to get down there, but you can't. There's no... Like, you could just see them down there, but you can't get down there. And I think that's why that's my only critique about, like... this kind of game where I've already played. Like, if I had played this one first, I wouldn't have known the difference. But this is not the first one I played, so now I know the difference. And I'm like, dang, I wish we could move around the map because even when we were at the castle scene, it was just we had to find the straight arrows. You couldn't just like climb. You had to like, and it would still be in a linear path, even though it looked like it's 3D. It would still just be very linear.
Yeah, it gives you an illusion. Yeah.
But that, like I said, that's just my main gripe with the like.
I all in all, I'm happy with the gameplay. I think it's an excellent job. All the way. I just had that one little gripe with the control with the thumbstick, but the gameplay is awesome.
Right. I did enjoy the gameplay. I do enjoy that it's a multiplayer. I wish it was like. Because you could only play Switch to Switch, right? You can't play PC
right, on this one.
To Switch. So it's not cross-platform. I don't think cross-platform was a thing when this game came out. So...
No, this was very early on. There was one game because I think it's cross-platform, cross-progression, like just all the crosses that you can have.
I like that. I want to be able to be cross, like, select whether I want to be cross progression or not be cross progression. It should be like a select. Like, do you want to play with cross progression or do you not? You want to just play on your friend's account?
Yeah.
And I feel like if they gave us the option, more 9 times out of 10, most people would probably pick cross progression. But I hate that that's not a thing. I wish I knew that you weren't. I mean, you already beat the game, so it's fine. But like, I felt bad.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing to be done because, like, you got to understand this game. What came out like it's a season game, like so. There's 1 season, 2 season, 3 seasons. So I mean, now that Diablo's 4, they don't even do seasons, so you can't really. If you're playing Diablo 3, you're doing it because you want to get the story. Because there's nothing fruitful, like as far as end game.
Yeah, and
I'm good on gameplay. I think you're not going to be. It's a Blizzard game. The gameplay going to be tight. If you're playing Diablo 3, the lore is really good. Play it for the lore.
Right. Yeah. So with that out of the way, do you want to get into a rating for this? What would you rate it?
No. Can you rate it first, and then I'll come back.
I usually let you guys rate it, but I will rate it. Right. So for me, and this might be a personal issue, so guys, give me some slack. I had some of the stories skip for me, and so I didn't like that the host, because I was the host, couldn't stop the skip. There should be a skip button for all. Like, if everybody wants to skip the story, then skip it, or if one person doesn't skip it, then nobody skips it. And I think that was where I was upset that my story kept getting skipped, and I didn't understand what was going on in the beginning because of that. So I'm going to rate it a little lower. I'm probably going to give this a 4.2. It was a good game, but there are stuff that, like, I don't even know if it's fixed in the new one, but since it wasn't in this one, and those are the things that happened to me that I didn't enjoy, that's the rating I will give it. And it also didn't teach you, unless you go on your own and figure it out. You guys were doing some things to your weapon and casting magic or something on it, and I didn't know how to do that, and that's how come I was, at the end, I was the weak link. Even though you guys had played through it once, I still didn't have, at the end, I should have been as strong as you guys at that point, didn't have anything equipped magically, because I didn't know how to do that. So, that's not something they run through and tell you. So I feel like if that was explained better, or like intricacies were explained in the game, like even if you like talk to somebody and they explained it, but that wasn't a thing I ran across. So that's where I was having issues with the game. So yeah, 4.2 for me.
4.2 out of 5.
4.2 out of 5.
I think that's good. All right, let me address that real quick, what you just said. So the only game that's worse than, or people that's, to me, in my opinion, don't come after me, because I know y'all finna come after me after this when I say this, but I'm saying it. Look, the only company that's worse than not explaining like what you need to do is all the people that make them Xenoblade games. Because Xenoblade don't tell you nothing. They just expect you to know how to play an RPG or whatever it is. They say, man, if you don't know how to play, we can't help you. But I think Blizzard is the second worst behind that.
Okay.
Because, you don't. I think when I first played Diablo, but I'm already knowing, because I'm coming from all Blizzard games anyway. I know I got to get on YouTube. I know you got to get on YouTube to do, like, because it's not simple. Like, it's all right. So they could have been like, because I was going to tell you if you're going to keep playing this game, or if we play Diablo 4, then I say you don't trash your gear. You just don't do it. You smelt it down.
Oh.
And then when you smelt it down, you can make better new gear. But since we were just like, cool, well, we could trash all this, get money or whatever. But yeah, so you really want to be smelting it down. But like you said, so the game didn't tell you that. No. And then the game didn't tell you, like, picking up, like when you pick up, you really want to be smelting all that like yellow gear you was getting, all that high-end gear. You smelt it down and you get these little gems, and you can put gems in your stuff, and you get like little boosts here and there. So yeah, it does not tell you that. And on top of that, like, so you look up like how you would do it. So you would say, you're playing like the wizard class?
I think so.
Yeah, and I was playing monk. So what you would do, I think you get on YouTube, monk, and then like you see what the best, like the high-end monk gear, like who was placing the best in the monk, and then you just pretty much copy paste their gear. So that's how this game is. So yeah, does it tell you, like all those little people that we were going to, like the little genie lady and all that, they're all gear enhancers. But yeah, they'll tell you your story all day. Like I think they might be at the very beginning, yo, I'm a blacksmith, I can trash stuff, or I can smell stuff. They said it's very, but it's so lore heavy. He's just, my heartache and this and that, and my wife this. So it gets like you get stuck on that without really hearing what he said. Hey, what you supposed to really be doing in the game? So I agree with you. Like, and then in this day and age, there's no instruction manual and all that. So these games, to me, like Diablo and Xenoblade and all that, you got to get on YouTube to like maximize your character, maximize your tune. Because if not, you're not going to be playing like meta gear, like the best gear.
Right.
So yeah, I do agree. Like, and that could be a turnoff, because nobody might not come back to the game after that if it's your first game like that. But it's me coming from Blizzard, me being very familiar with just how Blizzard get down. I know they ain't going to tell you like how to play the game. And they just gonna like figure it out yourself type stuff, like, and then which to me that means get on YouTube.
And the thing is, you if anybody knows me, I know you know me. I don't go to YouTube. I like a blind playthrough. I don't ever, because I don't want to get anybody else's opinion on a game. I want to form my own opinion. No. And even if you're watching like a video that shows you how to do something, sometimes they're critiquing it, so I don't even watch those. So I'm not hitting up a video. Because I expect the game to tell me how to play the game. This is the game. I shouldn't have to go anywhere else.
You're not getting like in-game tutorials, but to me that's a good thing because sometimes in-game tutorials is like, all right, brother. Like, we 2 weeks in.
They could be optional, so, like
like make it optional.
Make it an option. Like, do you need to learn how to use this, and then I can pick it. And if I don't want to learn how to use it, then I never pick it, right?
Right. And then, but to me, so it didn't have all these in-game tutorials. So that's why when I say like it's a fast-paced game, right? Like we pretty much hit the ground running. Like you're skipping story stuff right away. It's like you think you should be going through the tutorials. They probably say, "Oh, we just skipping tutorial stuff." No, bro, ain't no tutorial in the game. You skipping story stuff. Ain't no tutorial. So I can see like early on, don't be hitting that plus button. You skipping story material. Ain't no tutorial. This ain't. They want you to figure it out on your own or like trial by fire. They don't care you die 100 times because ain't no lives in the game. You know what I'm saying?
No, there's none.
So I mean, they don't care that you're dying a trillion times. They just like figure it out and then. So I can see it like both ways. But to me, just coming from Blizzard, like as soon as you pop the game in, the game is on and popping. I don't know if any of y'all have ever played Gauntlet Legends, but it's like that. It's like you plug the game in, you push A, and the next thing you know, you're fighting something straight up.
So, but you still haven't given a rating. That's what I was about to say. Where's our rating?
You did 4.2. Hey man, I'm giving this game a 5, man.
Yeah.
5. This game came out in 2017, right?
Did it? I don't know.
I'm just trying to set the picture. I'm just trying to set the scene. The Switch came out in 2017. This game came out in 2017.
Well, wasn't this a remake?
This game came out when a lot of people were like, oh, that can't run on the Switch. That game, man, this game looked real good on the Switch. Because this was a PC game, you know what I'm saying? So it was a very good game to add to the library at that point in time. A good game to get in right now for the cheap. If you can get this game for the cheap, get it. Diablo was a good game, a good functional game. It can get you into the other Diablos. Diablo 2 is probably the best Diablo. And it can get you into like Blizzard type games. But I'm giving this game a 5 out of 5. It looked good. It sounded good. The cutscenes are some of the best cutscenes in video game history coming from Blizzard. Only Blizzard do cutscenes like Blizzard. I mean, you think you watching a movie.
I really did.
That's one of my gripes. Like, I hate to think I'm watching a movie. I want to play a game. But these cutscenes are a little, it's just enough amount of cutscene.
Right.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought the cutscenes, for a Switch game, they didn't look like a Switch game cutscene. That's I would just tell you that.
Not.
I thought I was watching a movie at one point, and the cutscene was what, maybe 2 minutes? 2-3 minutes long, not that long. And it was super crisp. Super crisp. I will give it that.
Yep. And the characters are alive. Like, so I was playing a monk and I was playing my character, but you was playing your character. But like the dialogue is 100% different. Like, because I can hear some of the dialogue when you were going through, and then I can hear what my person was saying. Like, my person was like a more like spiritual, like, it was a monk. So like your character was like a little more loose with the tongue. And
she was definitely talking crap.
Like, yeah. So where mine was like more even toned and keeping everything in balance. So the character, you can play this game for each character and get something like it changes the lore. Go back to the story. It changes the lore just that little bit, just molding and shifting the lore just by how a character reacts to a situation in the game.
Right.
I think it's a 5 out of 5. I mean, music was good. Characters are good, looks good. I don't think we had any DCs, like any technical issues.
No, we didn't.
One day we did. I think that was our fault though. Well, we couldn't like find each other online.
Oh, well, that was because I hadn't put my Switch. I hadn't put my money in,
yeah,
so you guys could see me, but we couldn't connect. Yeah, it was, but that was definitely a me problem. I hadn't updated my my
I don't
online.
remember any technical issues though.
No, none that I can remember. Besides them being able to skip the dialogue, which I didn't like. So that's our review, guys. You wanna again let everybody know where to find you?
Yeah, man, find me on X, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube for the most part. Discord, of course. I mean, I'm in Gamers Discord, so just hit me up on there, whatever the case may be. Lazy James, Marz, she'll have it linked up, and
everything will be below.
Pretty easy to get in touch of outside of that.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the review. Happy gaming, guys. Bye.
GG's.